Hey guys, Tiffany with another video, and as you guys saw in the title, this is going to be my Best in Beauty 2018 Drugstore edition. Y'all, I know everybody has probably said this on their Best of 2018 video, but the fact that 2018 is over is just mind-blowing. But honestly, I'm ready for 2019 because 2018 has been stressful. Do you hear me? If y'all follow me on my other social media, especially my Snapchat, I feel like I vlog on Snapchat because I come and I do some type of interaction with you guys every day. But 2018 was stressful for your girl, so I really feel like in 2019 I am going to stop existing and start living my best life. Okay, that's the plan for 2018. That's the move. But I had so many of you guys come and ask me if I was gonna do a 2018 like best of video, and I couldn't figure out how I wanted to film it, but I finally decided I wanted to do a drugstore and I wanted to do a high end. So I'm gonna give you guys drugstore first. Make sure you're subscribed and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on the high end. And I have not fully committed as to if I'm going to do a worst of 2018 video. But if that is something that you guys want to see, definitely let me know down below in the comment section, because depending on how many of you guys actually want to see it, that's probably if I'll film it or not. But no more talking, let's get started. So I figured I'd just go in the order of how I do my face, which of course means skincare first. Now, as far as skincare is concerned, I feel as though I showed this particular brand probably all throughout the year, so it is not going to be a surprise to anyone who's really been following me here on my channel. I just have one product to show you, but every one that I've tried from this brand I ended up loving. This one is the Freeman Deep Clearing Manuka Honey and Tea Tree Oil Clay Mask and Cleanser. Looks like this. Every Freeman mask that I have tried, hands down, I have loved. They do some amazing things to my skin. They are super affordable. You can find Freeman in Sally's. You can find Freeman in Walmart, Walgreens. Like, you can basically find Freeman everywhere. And like I said, every mask I've tried, I loved. This has just been the latest one that I have really been loving. This one is a dual action mask. You're supposed to be able to like wear it as an actual mask, but you can also use it as a cleanser. It is supposed to deep cleanse and absorb oil without over drying your skin, and it's geared more towards oily or breakout skin. You guys know on a regular basis I'm combo oily, but I've told you guys I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older. I don't know if it's because I've been through so much stress just lately with work, but my skin has been doing some really crazy out of the box things. So I've been trying a lot of different skincare products, but I have to say for the year of 2018, hands down, the Freeman mask combat a lot of the higher end skincare products I have, and I've just really been loving them all. As far as like moisturizers are concerned and facial washes, a lot of those products you're gonna find in my high-end products of 2018, because I just really upped my skincare game and I didn't really have a lot of things that I ended up liking for those categories and the affordable options. So definitely, again, stay tuned for the high-end because I have a lot of good stuff. But just skincare wise, really it was the Freeman products and nothing else that really tickled my fancy. So on to the brows, because I'm one of those people, I feel like I need to do my brows first to frame the rest of my makeup. So I've been loving and raving about the Ulta Ultra Slim Brow Pencil. Here is how it looks right here. I have mine in the shade dark brown. I pick up about 2 of these every time Ulta has a sale. It just has the regular little spoolie on one end, which you guys probably aren't going to be able to see, and then the twist up. It's the rounded pencil, not like the slanted one, although I do think Ulta has a slanted one as well, but I don't like those slanted pencils for my brow. I can't really define and carve out my brow how I need to, because underneath all this pencil, y'all know your girl was not blessed in the brow area. So it's not cute when I don't have a brow pencil on, but I've really been loving this one. They have a nice array of shades, but dark brown is just what works for me. It is what I'm wearing on my brows today, and I just really have been loving this pencil. But something that I probably picked up within the past, I want to say maybe 4 or 5 months, that I've been loving also for brows comes from NYX. This is the NYX Control Freak Eyebrow Gel. Here is how it looks. It's in this white packaging. It's just has the name on it. You get 0.3 ounces or 9 grams of product. It's just a clear brow gel, and I really love this. This has put my Anastasia clear brow gel to rest, because that was the one that I really loved and really would stand for. But I picked this up and I've been using it, and I haven't used the Anastasia brow wiz since then. Now, I did recently pick up a high-end one that I've been loving that kind of made me put this one down. But like I said, for the past maybe like 4 or 5 months, this is the only thing I've been using. It keeps my brows in place, and that's definitely something I need when I'm at work. You guys know I work really long hours at the post office, so I need something that is going to slay these brows all day, slay all day, slay all day, and this definitely does the job. Now, my next step when doing my makeup would definitely be eyeshadow, because I like to do my brows and then go straight into eyeshadow, but I kind of just want to go ahead and jump into primers first. I have 2 primers from the drugstore that I was absolutely loving. This first one is from L'Oreal. This is the Infallible Matte Lock Mattifying Primer Base. Here is how that looks. So I love this one when I want a really good matte primer. This one does an amazing job. Keeps my makeup in place, keeps me matte, like hands down. It's just a really good primer. But on the flip side of that, I've been loving this Maybelline Master Prime Hydrate and Smooth Primer. You guys have seen me talk about this in one of my favorites. I think you probably saw me talk about this in the favorites as well, but this was more during the summer, because that's when I was really like all about the matte, because it was so hot here in Georgia and I was super oily. But I've really been loving this one recently, and I know I showed it in a favorites video. This one, like I said, is to hydrate and smooth. I like how it works in combination with a lot of my matte foundations, because during the winter time I don't need to be as matte. Like, I don't need everything to completely stay in place on my face because it's not as hot outside. So I like to use this in conjunction with some of my matte foundations that I really love, and it just does a really banging job. So I've been loving these 2. These have really been go-tos for me, but for drugstore, hands down, amazing. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and get into eyeshadow. I tried to narrow this down to 2 palettes, but let's be for real. Like, 2018, in my opinion, was the year of the eyeshadow palettes. I feel like every time you turn around, they were hitting us with another eyeshadow palette. So I have 4 palettes, all super affordable. Maybe not all drugstore. I think some you have to order like online, but again, all affordable. Definitely fall into that drugstore price range. Now, these are not in any particular order. Like, I just love all of them equally. But first up comes from Bad Habit. You guys know, like, Bad Habit really was doing the thing in 2018 as far as hitting us with the more affordable dupe palettes. And I know some people are really iffy about dupe palettes. They feel like, well, all they're doing is knocking off the higher brand who put a lot of work into their product and things like that. But I say to that, not everybody can afford those palettes, and just because you can't afford it, what? That means you should be able to miss out on makeup? No. So I'm here for Bad Habit coming out with some really good dupe palettes, and honestly, not all of Bad Habit stuff is good. Like, they have hits and misses as well, but to me, this was a really good release from them. This one is the Bad Habit After Hours palette. Here is what the packaging looks like. Now, this is when they released their palettes that were supposed to be duping the Huda Beauty, the little mini palettes. You guys remember those? Comes with a really nice size mirror on the inside. And then here is how the palette looks. Oh my gosh, like, these colors are, you guys already know my type of colors. I stand for colors like this. And honestly, I have the Huda Beauty palette that this one was duping, and I honestly liked this one a lot better. I love the size of the palette. I love the size of the pans. And I also feel like the shadows performed really well. Like, to me, the pigmentation of this palette was a lot better than the one for the Huda Beauty palette. Although, don't get me wrong, because I really love the Huda Beauty palette as well. But this one, to me, was a clear winner just when comparing both of them. And I love this one. Again, this one is the After Hours. They came out with one to match all of the Huda Beauty palettes, but this one was just the standout winner for me, and I love it. This next palette is from ColourPop, and again, although you do have to order ColourPop online, no, scratch that, because ColourPop is now at Ulta. Okay, Ulta, I'm telling y'all, Ulta really stepped it up in 2018. I don't think you can get this particular palette from inside of Ulta. I think this is just one that you either had to pick up online or wait for it to like release again if it's not in stock. But this was the ColourPop and Makeup Shayla collaboration palette, the Perception palette. I really like the packaging. I thought the packaging of this one was really pretty. Again, a really nice sized mirror. I'm all for palettes that have good mirrors that I can actually use and I don't have to use an additional mirror, because not all palettes have good mirrors. I'm talking to you, Too Faced. But this one was a really good mirror. And then here are what the colors look like on the inside. The colors are reminiscent to some of the colors in the Urban Decay Born to Run palette, but I don't think they're like dead on comparisons. But I do think that some of the palettes in here are shades that you can also find in the Born to Run. But regardless of all that, I really love this palette. I gave this palette a lot of love for like 3 months straight, no lie. And now that I'm looking at it, I feel like I need to pick it up again and start playing around with it again. But the colors in here, the way they performed, there was like one shade I think that was a letdown for me. I want to say it was Thick, which is the orange shade, and you guys know I love a good orange in my crease, but I think that shade was the only disappointment where I had to work a little harder. But other than that, every shade just worked well. I think the colors are super cohesive. Like, there's a definite color story with this whole palette, and I just loved it. That's basically what I'm trying to say. It's in my best of 2018 video, so clearly your girl loved it. Next palette comes from Makeup Revolution. This is the Makeup Revolution Reloaded palette. This palette does not come with a mirror. Womp womp. But here are how the shades look on the inside. This was a palette that I would pull out when I felt like being fancy at work. Like on those days where I knew I was going like straight to the window and I wasn't going to be, you know, doing all that hard labor in the back. Like days where I was coming in late but I had to close. I try to do a little something and come into work not looking like The Walking Dead, which is how I normally go into work. But this is such a really great, like, everyday, neutral, I don't know, like work appropriate type of palette. I feel like you could just get some really good, not too out there looks with this palette. But the shadows perform really well. The metallic-y shades in here are really good. The mattes are really good. But again, anytime I was just like trying to do something for work, something really quick, not nothing like super fancy, I would pull this out, and I continue to pull this out. And I just think this is a really great palette, and I think a lot of people are sleeping on these Makeup Revolution Reloaded palettes, because I have quite a few and honestly they're pretty good. And then final one in the eyeshadow category, and y'all, like, this brand, y'all probably so tired of hearing about this brand on my channel, but I don't care. Fight me, y'all gonna continue to hear it, because I've just been so in love and blown away by this brand and by this company ever since I found out about them. Yes, y'all, this is a Profusion palette, okay? Profusion Cosmetics. This is the Sienna's palette. I have a lot of their palettes. They've sent me quite a bit of PR, and I've also fallen so in love that I went out and bought a bunch of palettes for myself. There's not too many of them that I don't like, but you guys did ask me about doing a Profusion video, so I'm going to do a video that is dedicated just to all of the Profusion palettes that I had. That's going to come with swatches and my thoughts, like from top to bottom, which one I recommend, which one I love. That video is definitely coming in 2019. It's going to take a little work, so I'm going to have to try to film that on one of my off days, which you guys know it's not often, but I do have that coming for you guys. But I promise you, the Sienna's palette, this palette is bae. I love this palette. I feel like I can use this palette in conjunction with probably every palette that I own, high end, low end, it does not matter. I can use this palette. This palette has the best transitional shades. Shimmers to me are not really the star of this palette. I feel like the mattes of this palette is where it's at, okay? The mattes trying to get you flued out to Profusion Cosmetics. Like this, I love this palette. I use this palette when I don't know what transition shade I want to use, or if I'm using a palette that doesn't really have a good transition shade, I pull from this. I love it. I'm going to continue to use it. I'm going to continue to rave about it. Y'all have seen it. Y'all tired of it. I don't care. Like I said, fight me, fight me. I love this. Hands down, one of the best palettes of 2018 for sure. let's get into foundation. I have two foundations that I love. Like, I feel like I tried out way too many foundations this year. Girl, Tiffany, you got one face, okay? We're not doing this in 2019. You're gonna get you a holy grail, couple of foundations, and you sticking to it. That's me hyping myself up to not buy a lot of makeup. It's probably not gonna work though. But I do have two drugstore foundations that just really blew me away this year. The first comes from CoverGirl. This is the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation. Here's what the packaging looks like. This shade is T80 Toasted Caramel. This is what I'm, caramel? Did I say that? Caramel? Caramel, let me be fancy and enunciate my words. Toasted Caramel. This is what I'm wearing on my face today. I think it looks flawless. I love this. I hadn't picked up this foundation in a while, I will say that, because I've been trying out so many other foundations. So I had kind of put this foundation off to the side, but I re-picked it back up like within the past couple of weeks. And I was just like, oh my gosh, girl, you've been missing out, because I feel like just looking at myself in the viewfinder, and I've also of course seen my makeup in person, it just really looks super flawless. And I feel like if you didn't know, you would think this was a really expensive high-end foundation because the coverage of it is amazing, but it's not. It's CoverGirl, it's drugstore. They came out with 40 shades, I want to say. I actually did a video swatching all of the shades because CoverGirl did send me over all shades. That was a while ago. Just in case you guys haven't seen it, you want to revisit it for, I don't know, color match or something, I will leave a link up here so you guys can check it out. But truly, truly an amazing foundation. I feel like it's matte, but it's not like super drying matte or that really tight matte. Like, it's a breathable matte foundation, and not all matte foundations are like that. Like, some of them give you that, like, the Botox face, that's what I call it. Like the Botox, like I can't really move my face, but I look good. Like that type of feel. But this one is good to be a matte. It's just breathable. The finish of it is flawless. I hands down love it. But another foundation that super affordable, and I know for a fact I raved about here on my channel, comes from Makeup Revolution. Again, you can find Makeup Revolution in Ulta on their drugstore side, and I think Makeup Revolution also has a website. And I think for those who are overseas, you can pick it up in, I have a girl and she always tells me where she finds Makeup Revolution, and now I've forgotten. But there are places where you can get Makeup Revolution, but for me, I always get, now I'm sitting here trying to think, like, what is the Boot? Is it Boot? Superdrug? It's just gonna haunt me. I really need to figure out the answer, but I know there are places you can get it, but I just always get mine at Ulta. This is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. I have mine in the shade, I want to say it's F13. Yes, I have mine in shade F13. The only thing I probably would change, and I've mentioned this before, I don't really like the application of it. It's almost like a really big, I don't know, like a really big concealer type of wand. I don't like the application of it, but the foundation is freaking amazing. I love this. I probably wore this out for a few months. Y'all probably was tired of seeing it, tired of hearing me talk about it, but it's just that amazing of a foundation. Love it. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about concealers. You guys know I say all the time, like, concealer is just one of those staple products for me. How some people can just wear foundation, throw on a little powder, be cute, and go about their business. Not me. I'm not that girl. I need concealer. I have so many genetic issues underneath the eye. I have bags, I have darkness, like, it's thanks mom and dad, okay, thanks for that. So I'm always looking for a really great concealer, and a good affordable concealer, that's a plus in my book. And I feel like there are a lot of good drugstore concealers that people are sleeping on. I have 3. Okay, I narrowed it down to 3. First up, I have to talk about the ColourPop concealer. I want to say this was like my favorite of last year, because didn't they come out with this last year? I know I was wearing this out nonstop. Like at one point I would not pick up any other concealer. I didn't care who was raving about. Jesus could have been raving about the new concealer, and I was just like, I'm good with this. And honestly, there is a high-end concealer that came along and knocked this out of the running finally. But this ColourPop No Filter Concealer was my jam for so long. The coverage of it is amazing. They've added shades, they've changed the name. I still have the older ones because I ordered so many when they first came out. So Tan 50 is like my favorite for highlighting. It just gives the right amount of brightness without being too bright, but I think since then they've changed the name of it. But either way, love this. I think this is like $6. You cannot beat that. $6 dineros. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? Like, I'm working on my Spanish, but love this concealer. The next one you can definitely find in drugstores, and I think a lot of people raved about it when it first came out, which was quite a while ago. But since then, you don't ever hear anybody talk about it. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. I have mine in the shade Medium Deep. Again, another really good, like, give you a nice highlight without being that day glow bright type of concealer. I think the formula of this is really good to be as cheap as it is. It's not, you know, comparable to a lot of the higher end, but I really do think it really gives a nice finish. And it's a dual purpose concealer because I also love using this to prime my eyes. I'm not one of those people that's like really big on priming my eyes unless I'm doing like some type of cut crease look, which I did today, or I attempted to do today using a palette that's probably going to surprise a lot of people. But I know you guys are going to ask me a lot of questions about it, but there is a video coming up about what I have on my eye. So if you ask me about it, I'm not going to answer too much. Just stay tuned. That's all. It's going to be interesting, okay? But I really do love this, and again, it's an amazing eyeshadow base. And then finally, one that again is probably no surprise because I rave about it all the time. This again is from Makeup Revolution. This is the Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer. I have probably about 5 shades of this. I use it for different things. I have like an everyday shade. I have a highlighting shade. This one is C12, which is my highlighting shade. I have one that I use to contour with because it's a really good concealer. The only thing I will say, you have to work fast with this. How some concealers, I can just kind of let it sit for a while and let it sink in before I blend it out. You got to put this bad boy on and you got to blend that thing out right away, because if not, it will get a little creasy and it gets really hard to blend out. But when you do it right, baby, the finish is flawless. 2 mascaras that I've just really been loving. The first comes from Rimmel. I don't really buy too many Rimmel products, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it. But this mascara is a really good one. This is the Rimmel Lash Accelerator Endless Fiber Mascara. Here is how it looks. Honestly, I love using this for my bottom lash. I don't have the most bottom lashes, and because they're so short and stubby, sometimes it's really hard to get mascara onto my bottom lashes, but this one is really good. And I also really love the wand. The wand is like thin enough to where I can just get in and apply to my bottom lashes. I don't really care for this for my top lashes, but I feel like for my bottom lashes, this is one of the best bottom lash mascaras that I've tried in a really long time. So I really, really love this. I usually pick this up from CVS because I can usually get a sale on it. But then for just like an all over mascara, I've really been loving the CoverGirl Flourish by Lash Blast mascara. Here is how the packaging looks. Now, I don't like the packaging. I feel like it's too fat. It's too fat and it's a little like weird to hold in your hand, but I think the formula of this mascara is amazing. I love it. It is one of those mascaras that I feel gets to like every part of your lash. I don't have the most lashes, okay? I'm never going to be out here just with a full set of natural lashes. I'm always going to need help, but I do think this gives me a pretty nice coverage on its own. But I also really love using this when I wear lashes, because I feel like it just brings out the lashes without clumping them, which is something I don't like when mascara. I love using mascara on my lashes, but I don't like that clumping effect because I feel like it's harder to clean off, which kind of can take away from the uses of the lashes. But I really, really do love these two for different reasons, but they're both amazing. And then speaking of lashes, I have 2 sets of lashes that I love. Now you guys already know when it comes to mink lashes, the lady lashes are hands down some of my favorites. I also really love the lashes from the Barb Life. Like those are two of my go-to. But then again, I also feel like people sleep on drugstore lashes or beauty supply store lashes, and I don't know why. Not all of them are great, okay? Some of them do give you that plasticky doll look, and I never have thought that was cute, but I think that you can find some really good ones. And these two, whenever I go to Ulta or they're having some type of lash sale or I just see these, I usually tend to grab them. The first is from Kiss. This is their Blowout Lash in the style Pixie. Here is how that looks. These are actually the lashes that I'm wearing on my eye today. I feel like these are so gorgeous without being over the top. Sometimes you can put a lash on and the lash can end up taking away from the eye look because they're just like that much. I feel like these always give you that perfect amount of still giving a really nice glamorous lash without being too much. So I really, really love these. Again, these are the Pixie, and I love that they're so full that you can actually still see the eye look. Some lashes, again, because there's so much, it's really hard to see the eye look. All you see is lashes. But I feel like just the way these are made, you still can see the eye look peeking through the lashes, and I like that. But I also love the Salon Perfect Go Glam lashes in the number 615. I found out about these lashes this year from y'all here on YouTube, and baby, I've been loving these lashes so much. Again, these are a little bit more glamorous than these, but I love the effect of these as well. I know a lot of people stack them with the 614s. I think my boo Asia the MUA here on YouTube, if you guys don't know who she is, definitely go and check her out. I think she stacks her 615 and 614 together. I'm not that good at stacking my lashes, so I usually just tend to work with one lash at a time. But I really, really do love the 615. Matter of fact, I think she's the one who put me on to the 615s. She is a bomb makeup artist out in Vegas. I love her, and I love these. These both are really good. Okay, so the highlighter was hard. You guys know here on my channel, it is no secret, your girl loves to glow 24/7, 365. It's always an occasion to get a little highlight on, okay? So I tried to narrow it down and I failed I probably had narrowed it down to like 6, which is, that's not good. So I ended up finally narrowing it down to 2. Now these two, like if I had to replace any other highlighters in my collection, like these were the two I would go for. One is a more fairly new, like within the past 2 months, which I know this is the best of 2018, but for me it falls in that category because I love it that much. This one is from NYX. This is from their Machinist collection. This one is called Grind. It is a dual highlighter. It says it's just a highlighter, but I think depending on your skin tone, you probably could use it as a bronzer as well. I actually love both of the shades mixed together. I think, you know, separately they're really pretty, but I feel like the magic happens when you mix both of these together, and that is how I use it. That is how I love it. It is gorgeous. It is the most beautiful bronzy gold. If you guys check out my last hauled it, but how was it drugstore edition video, I actually swatched it, so you guys can go back and check that out if you want to see the swatches. But hands down, like, I love this. I wish I would have picked up 2 because I haven't seen it since then. You probably could get it on the NYX website or maybe even on Ulta. I'm not sure. The second one, everybody and their mama was talking about this highlighter for like months at one point, myself included, and I've still been since loving it. This is the Maybelline Masterchrome highlighter in Molten Gold. Here is how it looks. It is actually one of the highlighters, because I'm wearing 2 highlighters because I'm being super extra. It's the end of the year and I can do that. But it's one of the highlighters I'm wearing on my face today. This, oh my gosh, I remember I could not put this down. Y'all was like, Tip, if you don't find another highlighter, but it is that gorgeous to me. This is the prettiest. To be drugstore. They came out with other shades. They came out with like a peachy one. I have that one and I really like that one as well. And then they came out with like a pinkish one, I think. But this one will always be my favorite. I love, love, love this. It's a permanent highlighter, which I think is so cool because it is that amazing. it's gorgeous. And then finally, we'll go ahead and talk about lip products. I feel like for 2018, for whatever reason, I fell in love with glosses. And I've never been a gloss girl. I've never liked glosses on me. I was always like a matte lip girl, or every now and then a little bit of like a cream lipstick, but I was never truly into glosses. But 2018 was the year to come out of my matte lip shell, and I've been so into glosses lately. I have two products that if I couldn't get any other lip product from the drugstore, like I would need these two, like these two formulas, I should say. I just grabbed two to show you, but I think the formulas of both of these are amazing. The first is from NYX. This is the NYX Slip Tease Full Color Lip Oil. Do not let the name throw you off, because there is nothing oil about this. This gives such a really good, comfortable feeling on the lips. It dries out. It doesn't dry down matte, but it dries down to where it's not like a lip oil, how they're marketing it. I don't know why they named it that, but it has a really comfortable feeling. They have some really good shades. This shade is Beyond Basic. It's actually what I'm wearing on my lips with a little bit of the next product I'm going to show you in the center, but the main color is this color right here. And is this not like the perfect... Oh God, I love this. This is so pretty. Again, this one is Beyond Basic. It's the NYX Slip Tease Lip Oil. Love these. I have maybe like 4 of them. I love all 4 that I picked up. This next one, no stranger here on my channel. These Milani Amore Shine glosses are bomb. They are bomb. Every one I picked up, I love. This shade is called Foxy. Foxy is like the perfect little bit, like little pop of gloss in the center of your lip color. I love it. I've been wearing it all year. I've been talking about these all year. I love every one that I have. This is such a really good gloss, and the pigmentation of these glosses, it's just mind-blowing. I love them. I will forever pick these up. I think like these will forever be some of my favorite drugstore glosses, but hands down, had to be in this video. These Amore Shines are life. Alright guys, so that is it for my best of 2018 drugstore edition. Let me know down below in the comment section what have been some of your top picks of 2018 as far as the drugstore is concerned. Maybe there's something I've missed out on. Maybe there is something we're all sleeping on. So let us know all that information down below, and anything else that you guys want to tell me. As always, I love and appreciate you guys. I am so looking forward to 2019. 2019, I do plan on being a lot more active here on my YouTube. I'm kind of being forced into that direction a little bit because they are cutting my hours at work. A long story, and it's just, it is what it is. But I also feel like maybe there's a blessing in a disguise, because forever I've been saying that I really want to do more here on my channel. I feel like my channel could be a lot bigger than what it is, but my excuse has always been I don't have the time. So I don't know, maybe God is finally opening up that door for me to have the time, and I'm going to take advantage of it. So definitely let me know what are some things you guys are looking forward to seeing from me in the new year, and anything else you guys want to tell me down below. As always, again, thank you guys so much for your continued support. Like I appreciated it, and I will forever be grateful for each and every one of you guys. And until next time, until the next video, bye YouTube.